I'm sitting in the snow, and it's melting around me, and it keeps falling down. But I have to get up every like 2 minutes to recarve "I Heart You" into the snow in front of me outside of my girlfriend's apartment. As many of you probably realize, this isn't just some random act of kindness. The night before, so Emma and I are not, we got together, but we're not of the same social cast. She like hangs out with the kids who like smoke cigarettes and draw graffiti underneath the grate, and the cool kids. And I hang out with a bunch of kids who we like to play Trivial Pursuit, which is strip Trivial Pursuit. We meet and we were in a comedy troupe together, and we become friends, and soon we start, romantically, sexually getting. And it's nice, and we keep dating, and she's the first person I said I love you to. A week after she said it to me, in a limerick. I rhymed "I love you" with poo. So that's about exactly where I was emotionally at the time. I was adult enough to be aware that I should have feelings and admit them, but I was still childish enough to wrap those feelings in a joke, because I don't really want to admit them. And so as we get closer and closer, we realize that our friend groups don't really mix, but we get along with each other's friends. When I hang out with her friends, I wonder how come they're so comfortable with silence. Is there something that cool kids take as a drug, that they're able to just be yeah, it's cool to just sit and sort of stare, contemplating, and not tell everybody the monologue of neurotic thoughts that you have. And when she hangs out with my friends, she waits patiently while we argue whether the Marshall Islands flag or Macedonian flag is cooler. It's the Marshall Islands flag, obviously. Macedonia, why would you have a sun on your flag? It's Eastern Europe. Nobody knows Eastern Europe for sun. That's a ridiculous flag to have. Marshall Islands, it's below the equator. It has a sun above the line. It makes total sense. We're in the game. We have a game of Strip Clue which have you ever played Strip Clue? Anybody? No? Nobody? Huh. Strip Clue is a terrible game. It's like playing Clue. Because it takes a really long time till anything eventful happens in Clue, and then you're just soon we'll get to see each other's wieners. We're in a game of that, and I realize, I look over at her and I see her, and she's just sort of she loves me, and that feels good. But the night before, the day that I am carving "I Heart You" in the snow, we went to my friend's birthday party, and before we went, we got a little high, something that I'm not very used to, and so I got a little too high. And I don't know if you've ever been too high, but you really need to focus, and you need to, it's just everything needs to be this is all it needs to be. It needs to be something that I can just look at and focus on. And so I grab her digital camera, and I'm taking photos, and then I'm looking at the photos. And that's something that I don't need to focus on, anything social. And as I'm looking through, I'm looking at all my photos of the light shining through things. And then I go back one more than the photos that I've taken, and I see a photo of her that she's taken of herself, and then another photo of her that she's taken of herself, and another photo of her that she's taken of herself in different outfits, because she was feeling insecure before we went out. And I go, "Hey guys!" Yeah. So as I'm showing these photos to my friends and laughing, I see her, and she's laughing too, but she's just laughing with her mouth and not with her eyes. Her eyes are saying, "Are you kidding me?" She leaves, and I leave. And the next morning I wake up and I go to her apartment, her basement apartment, and I carve "I Heart You" in the snow, because maybe that'll be enough. But as I'm sitting in that snow, it's melting, and I can feel it seeping through into my khakis, I have the worst thought I've ever had. And it's it's the worst thought, not because it's like a terrible, terrible thing, but it's like one of those worst thoughts that comes on like a light bulb that just goes out immediately. You know, you turn it on and it's... But it's the worst thought because I feel like that thought came from somewhere that's like a terrible place inside me that makes me a terrible person. And the thought is, if I get frostbite, she has to forgive me.